guys. I want to thank you all for coming for our 2024 kickoff. It's really a very informative and very motivational meeting. And it's just to talk a little bit about what, some of the changes for 2024, and also what are we going to be doing and how did 2023 go? And what are you guys going to be doing to make more money this year, right? That's really what it's all about. So I'm going to start off by thanking some of the people that are here with us. Adia and James, thank you both for your hard work this year. Honey, Mary Lou, Frank, Greg, Genevieve, Melanie, Lilita, Carlota from the title company, all the folks from Loan Depot that are here. Hope to have a great partnership this year and Coronado Title. And then obviously I just want to thank my wife and all my family has grown as a single child, right? I was an only child, my wife's an only child, and look at this group. So these are all my grandkids. I got 9 grandkids now. And so it's a little bit of a complication here, everything we're doing. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, you get to sit here in the front row. Hey, no big deal. But anyway, and then most of all, we want to thank you guys, right? All our sales partners that are involved with us, because without you guys, there's really nothing we can do. You guys are the epitome of what makes us work. You guys are the backbone. You're the engine. You're the drive. You're everything to us as a company. So just got a couple of my sayings there. Knowledge equals power equals money. We'll continue to use that in 2024. And then I added faith, discipline, and energy, which without those, faith in God, the discipline to do what we're supposed to do every day, and obviously the energy that's needed to do it, right? Everybody runs into that energy wall, right? So where we get tired a little bit, and then we just sort of like slow down a little bit. But part of making yourself successful for 2023 is continuing to have a high level of energy, very high level of energy. Okay. Want to thank obviously Mario and Barnaby from Loan Depot, the folks that are here from Loan Depot. I'm not even going to dare to say your names because I'm not going to remember. Damaris. And Jose, do you guys want to come up and say anything? Anybody? Huh? You want to say anything, Jose? Come on up.
Of course. Hi, how are you guys? Well, like I've met some of you, and I've been meeting with some of you to pre-qualify your clients and this and that. We have a solid team with us here at Loan Depot, so please contact us if you have any questions. If you need to get a client pre-approved, have any questions on any loans, anything that you might have heard that might actually help you guys or we help you guys to actually increase your income and sales, please let us know that we're here for you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you guys. All right.
They're gonna put Jose on Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I got nervous.
That's what I thought too, man. That's what I thought.
No, this is for a listing that we're gonna get after the meeting, right? Okay, we'll put it here. We're ready to put up listing signs already. Come on in. Right there, video. All right, thank you, Loan Depot. We're looking for a successful 2024. Hey, what's up?
Hi there.
How you doing?
Very good.
Good, man. All right, we'll talk a little bit about real estate news, what's going on in the business. I'm not going to get too critical on this or go too crazy with it. There are certain things that I'm seeing in the industry that companies are positioning themselves not to get caught in it. But one of them obviously are the contracts. So the contracts have little asterisks on the lines, and every one of those lines should be filled in. And that's what basically has been failing us in a way. So if you look at the contract, and I don't have one here, but I had one, you have one. Let me see one in a minute so I can show them. So right here on this side where the numbers are at, I know it's little. But on this side, they have little asterisks next to each number, and every one of those lines need to be filled in. So if anything, when you're doing these contracts, if you look at that piece of it, that'll help you. It's, like the escrow agent, the time of closing, different things that have to be filled in. One of them that they pointed out at the meeting about these contracts was the Trying to find it. What's up, chief? It could be better, man. I could have won the lotto. Line 184, the home warranty. You have to at least say NA, right? We don't fill anything out, but we have to. Because there's discriminatory laws, there's exclusion laws that go into effect, you know, and then if you don't fill anything out, it's like you're not presenting it. You're not giving that option to a buyer. And if you don't give that option to every buyer, then basically we're not, you know, we're doing some antitrust stuff. Every buyer should have the ability to say no to a home warranty. Give you an example. So it's that simple. I mean, you know, I know a lot of you don't fill it out because nobody wants to sell a home warranty or they don't want to buy one. But it's not that we make any money on it, but at the end of the day, you have to present. Okay? The personal property, you know, all these 1D, all these kind of things. And I'm looking at some of the back pages don't have anything really to fill in. But we've got a sample. So if you guys want to see it after the, we've got Edia has a bunch of samples if you guys want to see that. Okay? So that's part of what, you know, we're going to really be checking a lot on because we're getting a little bit of people beating us up on that. And then also you've heard about all the lawsuits to the real estate agents and the real estate companies. I'm sure everyone has heard about that. So, so now the board is saying that you can put a listing and offer zero compensation. Said nothing. And that's so a co-op agent. Okay, remember how it never used to be that way. So now the antitrust says you have to be able to do that. We encourage you to do what your seller wants you to do. You give that explanation to your seller and you say, what do you want to offer to a co-op agent? That's it. Okay?
Want a quick sale or you want to wait more time?
Like that would be part of the argument, right? What you want to wait, you want to sell quickly, you know, what do you want to do? Come on in. There's one right here in the front too, and there's one over there.
Eddie? So in line 24.
Yeah.
Is there nothing that's gonna be put none?
None, NA. That's it. You know, no big deal. Oh, the AC just went on. All right. So again, my thinking on this antitrust and on this lawsuit situation is basically we give the seller the option of what he wants to offer. Now, obviously, you can encourage the seller to offer this or offer that, and there's 100 ways around it. You know, if you offer 1%, Mr. Seller, this is what you're going to get back. You're going to get no one wanting to show your listing. You know, but if you offer 3%, you probably get a lot more activity on your listing.
And this is starting when?
Started already.
Started already.
Yep, it started already. That's all those lawsuits that you've been seeing, all the companies getting sued.
Correct.
Some lawyers came up and I've got 3 lawyers in my family, including my daughter, so I don't want to say anything negative, but they found a way of making money on it. And then they get people together. And if I went to James and said, James, you want to make $3,000 or you want to make $10,000? And did you felt you were cheated? Yes. Oh yeah, I felt I was cheated. You know, I bumped some guy from behind at 5 miles an hour. He made $40,000 from Geico. You know, so yeah, and the guy walked out and was talking to me. We were talking about baseball,
He was perfectly fine.
but he made $40,000. You know, so that's just the way the world is right now. All right, so then there's this Senate Bill 264, and that went into effect already too. And that's basically talking about countries that you have to register. So we got Venezuela, Cuba, the Chinese Republic, North Korea. Is there anyone remember which other countries there were? Colombia, no, Colombia, no. No. Venezuela for sure. So there's a form inside our forms packages that has to be signed by everybody. So let's just say they're blonde and blue-eyed. It doesn't matter. They still have to sign it. Again, you have to make everyone sign the form.
Is that required within the company or just that close?
No, it's required within the company.
Because the title agents are having to sign.
I know, because they're not sure if we're signing it. So everybody's in disarray about this new law, right? I call it the DeSantis law or however. You know what? I mean, I'm not against the law or for the law. I don't think it's right to not let someone that's legally here, even though they're from Chinese orient, to not buy a property. Especially since my 3rd person that makes money for me is Chinese, and she's having all these issues and screaming and so, you know, I understand. It's a bit of a discriminatory law.
your Chinese?
I don't know what I am, man. I could be if I can do a sale, I'll be anything you guys want me to be, you know? I do a great Haitian. I mean, I do everything, right? So it doesn't matter to me. But you know, the interest foreign countries, the laws here, I can give you this slide. So if you want to read it, I mean, the law is also online. But again, there's ways around the law. There's exceptions, right? If they're not within 5 miles of a military thing, you know, those kind of things. You know, this one lady, and I'm making fun of her, but I'm not, because I love her to death. Has sold she had almost 50 closings last year. All Chinese buyers. You know? So for her, she must have found a way around it because she's still selling. She just sold 6 properties this month. So, you know, yeah, but they're all cash. I know. I think Jose has met her before. Kim Lee, have you met Kim Lee?
Yes.
You have met Kim Lee at Amateur?
At the holiday party. like
Oh,
last year,
yeah, yeah. So, but she sells all cash. So, and I've been trying to find out, well, how do they get the cash over from China? It's really none of my business, but you know, just curiosity how they get all this money over. Yeah,
Will this slide be available in link form?
I'll give it to you in PDF so you can have it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll send it out to everybody. Yeah.
This does not apply for people who are US citizens or residents living overseas, right?
Does not. This is just for someone that it lives or someone that is not an American citizen or a resident. Yeah.
Hey, Eduardo, does this only apply to, this applies to both cash sales and financing, right? As long as a person's a foreign national or somebody that's not like a US citizen, they have to.
Right. The financing or the financing or the cash has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Yes, you're right.
So, like, for example, if I have a client that I just met now that wants to buy property, at what point should I like have them register if I know that this person is, you know, not from here or whatever?
Well, you got to read the exemption rule, which is right here. There's 2 of them. So here's one exception. There's an exception, right? For foreign principals who are natural persons to purchase 1 residential property. The property is not located within 5 miles of any military installation. The person has a U.S. visa that is not limited to tourism or has official documentation confirming that the person has been granted asylum in the U.S. And the purchase is in the name of the person who holds the visa or official documentation. So that's a way around it. My big thing as a company, guys, is that we sign that form. You know? So that's really my big thing. It almost starts making us like police for doing this, but it is what it is. It's a bill that's out there. You know, it applies to Cuba. So, you know, we sell to a lot of Cubans, obviously, that are here, but most of them have visa or they did asylum. So they've got asylum, you know, so they go out 5 miles out in the water and they swim back in and then they, you know, whatever, however folks can get into the United States. This is the country of love, right? This is the country where everybody wants to be. You know, I was looking to, because I had to apply for a federal grant, not even a grant, a federal pass the other day at my house. Why are you looking at me with that face? What am I about to say? And so I found my adoption papers. I was adopted in 1977. I'm originally from Venezuela, but I was adopted and I found my adoption papers. And then I found my citizenship papers. We got room. We got one there, Alex, Kenya. Come on in. Edgar's looking over here going, damn, the commie. But anyway, in 77, Ayagi, there's not there? A video. Wait, right there? Or right here? Right there? We're good?
Sorry.
No, there's no interruption whatsoever. We're good. Does anyone have any questions on this law? So we are going to start looking for that paperwork that has to be filled out with each contract. Okay. Yes, ma'am. No, that was it, because my son looked at me kind of weird, so I didn't want to get him in the position that he didn't want me to. And that was my other son. I got 2 in the room, so one of them freaked out on me. I think they didn't realize I was adopted, so right now, maybe. They thought I was San Roman all my life, you know?
Zach, I was adopted as well.
So, yeah, yeah. I was actually Urdaneta, which is a very Venezuelan name, so, but anyway, I just going back that history road of being adopted and seeing myself. And then in 83, I became a US citizen. I was 18 or whatever age. No, I was 20. I think I was 20. So I became a US citizen. So best day of my life. All right, major takeaways. The penalties for non-compliance can be severe for buyers and sellers. So please make sure that form is signed. We could have a million questions here. The form bill, the foreign form, you know, that has to be filled out where they're saying that they're not, that they, you know, they're legible to buy. That's all. Yeah, we've been very relaxed about it, but we're gonna have to get a little bit more stringent about it. So that's just something we're gonna have to do. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, that's what Vanessa was saying. Yeah. Yeah, because they don't know if you signed it ahead of time or not. Hey, what's up, girl? Come on in. There's one right here next to Ovidio. My Instagram girl. Huh? All right, contract changes. The major updates are done. The same paragraph is in the new addendum. So just make sure that you guys, the contract already has a lot of language about this foreign bill in it. So it gives you a little bit of an ability to explain it to a buyer. It's not cold, you know, where you just throw it in there cold. James, have you had any experience with it? Have you gotten pushback or?
No, that way, there's always a segue in contract where they've added an additional language to it. So when you're explaining the contract and they don't know why they have to
Sign that document, yeah,
you can go right to the contract and point that as a segue.
yeah, yeah. So Miami's a different animal, right? So Miami's this place where we're all, it's like New York, we're all one, you know, I didn't even realize I was Hispanic till probably I was 30, you know? I mean, I never looked at myself that way, but now, you know, in the world we're living in today, all these things matter. Okay, I don't look Hispanic, right? No? That's okay. All right, let's talk about market stats. So this is, as of today, the MLS, what was on the front there. And I guess the reason I'm showing this, especially for you new folks and anybody that wants to say that the market, there were 251 closings in one day. Okay, pending sales, 221. So this is MLS data. So there's a lot of business being done, you know, and so we never can say there's no business being done because Miami's a very, very fruitful market and there's a lot of business being done. But I highlighted one thing that I found very interesting for you guys. Look at the price decreases, 584. So that tells me that the market is changing and sellers are getting a little antsy of not selling their properties. And so now they started to reduce their properties. Okay, so we become a more neutral market, helps the buyers, right? And it helps us all to get more deals done. So very interesting. Closed sales I thought was a high number. You know, I've seen more, but, and price decreases. And this is just not the full month. But I found this to be price decreases to be very, very telling of what's out there. Anybody have anything out there in the internet world?
No
Got a lot of
questions
you
so
out there.
far. No questions so
No
far.
questions? Okay, we're all good. News and updates. So let's talk a little bit about some of the changes that we did for this year. We reduced, and I think everyone liked this, we reduced the transaction fee from $640 to $499. Okay, everyone's applauding. This is good. There you go. And you might say to yourself, why do you do that? Because, you know, once you reduce it, you can't take it back, right? Well, we did that for twofold. We did that because, number one, we wanted to help you guys generate more business and make it a little bit more simpler for some of you folks to explain the transaction fee. So we thought that would be a good start. And also rentals are getting paid at the current split, which is another change we've made, okay? Which is also, I think, will be fruiting for all of us. And then, you know, we got the new from ERA, the ERA Blueprint Program, the Leverage, the ERA University, the Moxie, which is a great CRM, the ERA Moves, the Tech CRA, and the follow-up programs. But what I wanted to show you too was, this is volume prior, this is 20, right? So this is 2022, and this is 2023. You can see how much more volume we did as a company in 2023. So a lot of sales, a lot of volume. We probably increased our number of agents that produced by almost 42. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. It is a big number overall. So success, okay. So the winner for 2023 made $498,000 in GCI, in gross commission. So it's not, I'm not going to announce who the winner is, but who the top number for the company for 2023. Then we had 34 made from 80 to 490, 40 made over 50K, and 65 made over 30K. And I know I have some that made under 30, but I didn't include them. Again, a lot of real estate, a lot of sales, a lot of business being done. Okay, so we're moving forward. What are we thinking? Okay, this is probably a good slide for the marking Miami housing market predictions in 2024. I put a lot of thought into this. The home prices will begin to rise more slowly following a year's strong gain. There's one right over there in the corner, Joyce. Okay, higher mortgage rates have cooled the market, with home taking longer to sell. Where are the rates at, Loan Depot?
7.
Close to 7.
Close to 7, 6 points.
FHA is around 6.5.
All right, so that is a great rate. That is a great rate right now in the market. I talked to a buyer that goes, well, I want rates, I want to wait because the rates are so high. And I go, really? So what do you think happens when the rates go down? Sales, homes go up.
And then you have to compete.
So what would you rather do? Pay a higher rate and a lower price? I would rather pay a lower price, you know, than a higher rate. I can pay a higher rate. It's deductible. I can write it off on my taxes, and I'm only going to be in that house from 7 to 10 years. Right? And so you either refi or you can appreciate, you know, the appreciation is going to be much more better for me than the interest rate.
Not just that, you also have to sometimes overbid and people don't have the money.
You have to overbid. So I started in real estate in 1981. I opened up for service in 84. I was selling in the Jimmy Carter years, which at that moment I thought he was the worst president in the world, but I may have a new one. Rate at that time was 18%, 19%, 20%. For her that wasn't even born. You say, how can anyone buy at that rate? They were buying. If you got a 10%, you were happy as hell. If you got an 11%, if you got a 12%, if you got a negative amortization loan, which means a 3 years gradual payments change with a 7.5% cap, and whatever the difference in the rate would go to the back of the loan. So you borrowed 100, and at the end of the 3 years, you owed 120. That difference in the rate, because the rate was so high, would go back into the back of your loan. That's really what caused some of the defaults. Yeah, and the savings and loan debacle. But that's how I was selling real estate. I remember the first day I got my license, and I walked into the real estate office. And back then, all the old people were there. They were in their 50s. Now I think they're babies, right? And I walked in, they're all telling me, hey, you ain't gonna sell crap. But this ain't happening. Rates had just gone double digit for the first time in the history of the United States of America, over 10%. And these people were just, you know, and I said, okay, so I'll take listings. I said to myself. So I went out and became a listing machine. You know, that's all I would do, take listings. Cold call every day, knock on doors every day, ask the question every day, never give up. And I became very successful in the retail real estate business by doing that. And the old people would say to me, how do you do that? And I said, well, I didn't know that you couldn't sell at 10%. I know people are selling, people are buying. All right. Miami will shift from a stronger seller's market to a more neutral, which I think is always very good. I think you would agree, James, that that neutral market is very good. And buyers will enjoy more negotiation leverage. So, and I've been seeing that now for probably 3 months. I've been seeing that since December, probably November, where, you know, prices, people are coming down. Where it used to be that you got a listing, you put it on the market, y entraban 30. Now you get maybe one or you get none. Hinge why the prices are being decreased. Okay? But I gotta tell all of you that the most important factor to always remember is who's there? Okay? There's always business happening. Always. It's a matter of you're in that loop to do the business. Okay? More properties will become available over the coming months, so there'll be a higher inventory. Okay? And the real estate forecasts are based on current and expected trends, are therefore far more certain than what's happening out there. What I wouldn't do, more people coming? Okay, you got it? What I wouldn't do is I would not hear the negatives. Okay? You walk into here, I got, you know, I'm not gonna say anyone, but I say, you got 20 people in the room, you know, 10 of them are gonna say the market sucks. And 10 are gonna say the market's doing great. I asked Kenya Lopez the other day, how you doing? She goes, I'm doing great. I said, great, that's the answer. You know? So you always wanna move forward in this type of market. Markets change, and you have to change with the market. Really, that's at the end of the day. Right? Right, Joyce? All right. Is it a good time to buy? The number one question buyers ask you, right? The answer always has to be yes. There is no way it's not a good time to buy. Interest rates are at 7 to 8. Prices are holding. Rents are high. Who can rent a house these days? You're throwing money away. Negotiate a great deal, and you have some great finance opportunities right now. They have their bond programs. They have their Heroes program. I mean, they've, you know,
The city's program.
the city program, you know,
I
all
closed the deal last week, 228,000.
beautiful.
For down payment assistance, I gave you Sally.
Wow. I'm telling you, it is a great time to buy real estate right now. And a lot of you are looking at me going like, oh, he's just saying that. I truly believe that in my heart. Yeah, and they're giving closing cost credits. I mean, I truly believe it's a great time to buy real estate. You know, someone just, one of our agents just sold a home for $5 million here in horse country. And I've been criticizing that sale because I'm like, $5 million in horse country. You know, you could have bought him in sorry guys, I'm just in the middle of a new contract. And so I have to keep this open. But, and then I talked to someone else, it's funny. And he said, he asked me this question. Do you think real estate prices are gonna go down? You think they'll lose money on that house? I go, no, probably not. He goes, that's the answer. They've got $5 million invested in a great savings account. They're gaining appreciation. They're writing off the taxes. They're writing off the interest. They made a great investment. Now, it may take longer to appreciate, right? So it might take, instead of 2 years, you see a gain, it may take 20. But it will happen. So you're gonna make money. So I stopped criticizing the sale. And they closed, and they're very happy. And so, you know, what do I know? All right. So let's talk a little bit about Smile. Ovidio, smile for me. There we go. Everybody smile. Come on, ladies. Ríanse. Smile. There we go. Doesn't that feel good? ¿Verdad? Doesn't it feel good to smile? Huh? I'm telling you, you know, I was back there right now. We're working on something back there, and the young lady that's back there with me was all frustrated. I looked at her and I go, Maria, smile. Oh, it's easy for you to say that. I go, baby, smile, créeme. Okay? We're here. We're seeing the grass from this side. Está verde. We're healthy, you know? Smile. This is a great time. Reflect. Attitude reflects on everyone around you. And if you're negative, then everyone around you is negative. And you don't never want to be negative. with that machete. 30 years with me. Doña Machete sits here and listens to my stuff. So you always want to be positive. You want to always love this business. 42 years I've been doing this, and people ask me, why do you still do this? Because I love this business. This business is giving me everything I have. So why would I not continue to do something that I love to do? The day I don't love this business, I'll sell the business or I'll walk away, and my two geniuses here will take it over, right? So,
We'll sell it at some.
oh yeah, I know, it's okay. Hopefully I won't be on this earth to watch it. I'll watch it from up there down, but. So only you can stop yourself. Ustedes are the only people that can stop yourself. You're the only one that can stop yourself. No one can stop you. No one can stop Edgar from asking for business. No one can stop you from knocking on a door. No one can stop you from saying, do you want to buy or sell real estate, and getting an answer. No one. Only you. We're the problem. Okay? Listen, I go through rough months. So everyone goes through rough times. There's no doubt about that. But I got to tell you, it's what you see. Looking for the light. You're looking for that light, right? You're looking for the answer out there. And that's what you got to look for. How do I get business? Right? That's what the questions you have to ask yourself. Positive attitude. Look at all my grandkids. Not all of them, because this is an old slide, but I put the nice, this girl's turning 10 today. My little peanut, I call her, my Penelope. And I can't wait to hug her today and congratulate you that she's turning 10 years old, my Pete. This is Zach playing baseball. Look at him. He's,
Why is Zach up there playing baseball?
I don't know, because I had that picture.
Zach, you think it's time you have these up?
Yeah, well, I got you here. I got you here. Yeah, Zach paid me to put that slide up. Zach put me to pass that slide up. Positive attitude always. Smiling always. Moving forward always. Understanding that God will give you help. May not be always the help you want, but he will give you help. And I'm not going to say I'm the most religious person in the world, but I can tell you that I've been helped dramatically by him. Dramatically. So I just tell you. All right, so let's look at this. Does this apply to any of you? Does 80% of the salespeople fail to ask for the sale of the listing? Right? So Vanessa goes to a listing. She does a listing presentation, but she never says, are we ready to put the property for sale? That's a close. 80% don't ask for the close. Right? You show a house, Julio, and you're showing the house and you never say, you like the house? Yeah, I like the house. Let's put an offer. Let's sit down right now. Contract time. Okay? 80% fail to convert to transaction. 80% are happy making $30,000. 75% of the people are negative. 50% only read their emails. Right? We're in an email world. We have to read our emails. We have to look at our emails. Every day, your email should be on your phone. And you should be looking at your emails. That's how you get your leads. That's how buyers contact you. You should be reading your emails every day. 20% only want to learn technology and use it. SAP is there, but it should be Moxie. 100% have a real estate license. You're all licensed, and 100% are motivated the first day. It's how we stay motivated after that first day, right, over you? You know how it is. You know the battle. I don't have to tell you what the battle. And I got to tell you, that battle is not just for me and Ovidio. That battle's for all of us in life. Because we have personal issues that start tugging on us. We have our kids. We have the wives. We have the bills. We have the car payments. We have the everything on us. And then that takes away from our positive energy on converting a sale. That's what happens to us.
Life happens.
Life happens. But, you know, so I always say, and you know, I don't want to point anyone out, but I'm going to, because even though he's my son has taught me that everything I'm preaching up here actually works. He followed up for 8 months with a Zillow deal. 8 months. He did a $3 million sale from the guy. And then he took a $2.5 million listing from him. 8 months and me going to him, what are you doing with this guy? What are you 8 months that? 8 months. So it works. If you're persistent, if you're disciplined, if you follow up and you show the people that you care, you're going to do a deal. May take a long time. 8 months is a long time, but he got the deal done. Even tomorrow, he's going to go pick up the guy's keys on the listing because he's going to do a video on Friday or something. So he's still doing stuff for the guy. Customer service, being involved, answering the phone calls, very, very important. You see all the people on Instagram, you know, all the pretty girls and all the pretty guys with the tight pants and the pointy shoes, right? All those young guys, you know, in their 30s and they look like they're buff, they're all straight. You know, they take their shirts off, the veins come through the arms, you know, that looks great. But this is a people business. And the successful people in our business love people. If you hate people, you shouldn't be in this business. You have to love people. You're going to have to love to deal with people. Okay? So it's never too late. So 2024 just started. So Norma's going to start prospecting. She's going to start training. She's going to start smiling. She's going to get rejected. That's part of it. Someone's going to say no to Madeline. No, Madeline, I don't want to list my shopping center with you, right? We're going to do an open house. I know Ovidio's been doing open houses, right? Putting up these big signs everywhere. We're going to knock on a FSBO. I challenge you when you leave this meeting to look for a for sale by owner somewhere. Get out of the car, knock on the door, and ask the guy, would you like to hear my opinion on what I can do for you in the real estate industry? I challenge you to do that. You may get surprised one way or another. The guy might tell you to go, you know, blow yourself, get out of here. Or the guy might tell you, well, what are you thinking? Right? I challenge you to do that. Wear the name tag, give out business cards. Great prospecting tool. Right here. Great prospecting tool. All you got to do is do this. I can help you in real estate. Okay? That's prospecting. They may call you, they may not. But if you never do enough of them, you won't know. I almost would say that you have to do 50 of those to get someone to call you. That's my mental average that I think. Even now that I'm, you know, leaving my hair more gray and I'm looking better, it may get better, but hey. Who knows? Send emails to friends, open a Facebook account, open an Instagram account. Tell the world you exist, attend a training, do a mock contract. How many haven't done a mock contract? That is a contract. So let me show you this feeling. How many people here buy lotto tickets? Okay, when Chief, you buy lotto tickets. Yeah, everybody goes like this. The alligator arms. The alligator arms are at dinner, right? I say, okay, we're ready to pay. When you buy a lotto ticket, that night you have a dream that you won. Okay? And you start figuring out how you're going to spend the money. I'm going to buy a house here. I'm going to give this to my kids. I'm going to do that. That's what happens. Por lo menos that's what happens for me. Because I buy a lotto ticket. Because I say to myself, if you don't play, you can't win. So I'm going to buy a lotto ticket. That's positive. Well, it's almost the same thing when you do a contract like that. Everybody should do a fake contract. You put a name of a buyer that's fake. You put a $5 million on the sales price. You put the money into escrow. Okay, you get the conventional financing. You ask Jose for a pre-quab. They'll be going, who are the buyers? So just give me a pre-quab letter. Oye, I promise you, you're going to feel better. At the end, you're going to feel great. See, like, look what I just did. I sold a $5 million house. We're good. I know you guys are laughing, but I'm telling you, when one of those days where I'm having one of those days, I'll do a mock contract or I'll do a mock listing. I'm the only person that says that, I think. I've never heard any other trainer or motivational speakers say that, but I am telling you, it works.
I did 3 and then I tried to get the commission, but he said there's no commission.
Oh, you did?
No.
Every time I buy something, Eddie says, can I be the realtor? Huh? No, you can't be the realtor.
He's asking for a sale.
Yep, he's asking for the sale. Get new cards. Get yourself motivated for 2024. Because now's the time to start for 2024. So, for sale by owners on the top. Adia's boyfriend's on the bottom, listing with a realtor. Huh? That's Adia's boyfriend. That's my mother. God bless her. She's 87. And when the lockbox won't open and the listing agent isn't answering the phone, my mother climbs, man. She's going to get in. Okay. So it's important that you get yourself motivated. My mother's 87. My mother's 87. She's still alive. My mother was the best salesperson I have ever met in my life. If you don't know who my mother is, she's back there in that ERA picture, giving Jerry Lewis the check back in 73, 74. My mother was a workhorse in real estate. 77. My mother sold in 1 year almost 200 houses. Okay, my mother was. I'm not telling you I'm the same as my mother because my mother did some really crazy stuff to do sales. Okay, but I learned a lot going to my mother for listing appointments. So we went to a listing appointment and the lady was all dressed in white. I'm 18 years old. I have no freaking idea what's going on here. And so, you know, I grew up in this country. I have no idea. And my mother says, you got a cigar? Why? I'm going to ask the Saints what they think about this. You should put the house for sale or not. So my mother goes into a trance, lights up the cigar, starts doing the dance, the Wawalau dance, and all this kind of stuff. And that's what she says. He says, you should sell the house. And the lady said, okay. It's a true story. Oh yeah, nunca se me olvida. This is in Hialeah house. Nunca, some things that are in you that you never forget. Yo miraba así a mi mamá, and I'm like, holy crap. All right. So the lady signed the listing agreement, sold the house in Hialeah. So, hey, listen, to each their own. But I got to tell you that it has to start with you asking for the deal. It has to start with you selling yourself. And 2024 is going to be a great year. It really is. It's a matter of what we do. And we're going to do a lot of seminars. We're going to do a lot of presentations. Our international group is growing. You know, we're doing a lot of presentations and looking at buildings. You know, there's almost 7,000, I think, or 8,000 units out there that are being built. That's paying 6% commission. And we're not selling them. Why? You know, we should be out to these buildings and we should be out knocking and we should be out looking at the stuff. And then you should be bringing that conversation up. But we limit ourselves because we think that guy will never buy a $5 million property or a $10 million property or a $20 million property. But yes, people do buy them and people do sell them. You just have to get your frame of mind of doing that.
I want to say something.
Yes, sir.
Your mother in 1976 sold the house to my mother. She
Wow.
was either the listing agent of that house.
Oh, the selling agent?
Bought, or
I'm sorry, Julio, that happened to you. I hope it was a good experience.
she's still there.
Oh, your mom's still there? Yeah. My poor mommy, she's here with us, but she's not with us, you know, mentally too much. But I go to see her the other day. I was saying, Mom, you want to go out with me and get a listing? And she told me yes.
Oh.
You know, it was a great, and I go, ¿de verdad? And she goes, yes, I'll go with you.
Oh.
Pepe, víteme.
Oh.
Te lo juro. And I'm sitting there, okay.
Mm.
You know, she was my mother, I think, retired at 78 or 77. She retired and she moved to Orlando and she called me from Orlando. She goes, oh, I'm here in this retirement community and all the realtors here suck. So I'm going to activate my license and I'm going to go to work here. And she still sold like 2 or 3 homes a year just from there. And I'm like,
That's
Mom,
exactly where I live.
right?
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
So-
You live in,
Sole
¿cómo se llama el
Vita.
lugar?
Sole Vita.
Sola Vita. My mother lived there forever. My mother lived there forever. I had to bring her down to Miami because ya estaban, you know, they needed help. Physical help, you know, getting along. But Solavita, there we go. So 55 and over. So beautiful. Does anyone have any questions for me? I hope I've enlightened you, some of you. I hope I've motivated some of you. I hope you guys will go out and work some real estate. It starts with you. I'm always here to motivate you. You can always call me and tell me and just decágame about what's going on wrong. And I'll give you some insight of what you could do or not do. If you guys want to start something, if you guys are thinking about doing something, if you just want to bounce something off me, both Chief and Zach are working with me. Chief, they both have more modern ideas probably than I do about prospecting. You know, they're both into social media. They're both into doing a lot of different stuff that maybe I don't do. My thing is, give me the phone. Just call the person right now. You know, it's not like my wife. She does that to me. So there's a boutique next door now called Claritas, and she does live Instagram things every night. And I've had to put the phone, esconder the phone from my wife because Clarita vendido más to my wife, I think, than anyone in the world. So I'm trying to stop that. Anybody have any questions? There's food, there's water. I'm going to turn the air on now when we're done. I thank you all for being part of our family. I know I speak for Chief, for Zach, for James, for Edia, for all those folks. And I want you to know that that person that left is not because I was doing a bad job. I hope not. I think she left because she's going to join us. And apparently her time is critical. But again, 2024 is going to be a great year. Norma, are you going to have a great year?
You
No?
can bet your life on it.
I know you're going to have a great year. We have
Oh,
we
yeah.
have 21 folks online. So you see the difference. Yeah, this is almost like yesterday's New Hampshire thing, right? 50-50, whatever that number was. So of what's going on con la locura esta. So you know, it's going to be a great year, guys. I thank you again all for being part of our team, our family. We won't let you down. We'll continue to push hard. And call me in those worst moments, because that's what you do. When that deal falls through and you want to kill somebody, just give me a call. Thank you all very much for today.